Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're opening a case file on a really mysterious visitor to our solar system. It's an object from another star, and it has astronomers asking some, well, let's just say some pretty creative questions. All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off and dive right into the big question. Is a hostile alien probe visiting us? Because that's the exact premise of a fascinating, and let's be totally honest here, a wonderfully wild scientific paper that tries to connect some very strange dots. So meet our person of interest, 3I/Atlas. Now here's where it gets kind of fun. The paper we're digging into actually sets its discovery in the near future, July of 2025. And right from the get-go, this thing starts acting, well, a little suspicious for just a random chunk of interstellar rock and ice. Yeah, so when we start looking at the evidence laid out in this paper, you see this whole series of strange, quote-unquote, coincidences that just start piling up. And it's this chain of events that turns what should be a simple flyby into a potential cosmic whodunit. Okay, this table basically summarizes the prosecution's entire case against Atlas being just some random rock. You've got a weird orbit, a confusing size, some very convenient planetary flybys, and, to top it all off, some seriously sneaky timing. You know, any one of these things on its own is, maybe just a little odd, but when you put them all together, it starts to look less like a coincidence and more like a plan. So, let's break this down. First, the orbit. It's going the wrong way around the sun compared to everything else. But get this, its path is almost perfectly flat, perfectly aligned with the plane of our own solar system. The odds of that happening by chance are tiny, about 0.2%. Now, if you're an alien intelligence, this path is absolutely perfect for surveying our system, and it makes it pretty much impossible for our current rockets to ever catch up. Pretty clever, right? And that leads to the next big question. What even is this thing? Neither of the usual suspects really fits. If it's a giant rock, an asteroid, it would be way too big to be common. But if it's an icy comet, which is what you'd expect, then where's all the gas and dust? It should be lighting up like a Christmas tree. It's like seeing a duck that doesn't quack. It just feels wrong. As if the orbit wasn't weird enough, this is where the story really takes a turn. The object's flight path, it seems almost curated. Like it bought a deluxe tour package for the solar system, making sure to get unusually close to all the hotspots. And this just spells it out perfectly. Look at this. It's making these close passes of Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. It's like a tourist hitting all the major sites in one go. It's not just randomly zipping through space. It seems to be getting a real good look at some of the most interesting real estate in the neighborhood. So what are the chances, what are the odds that a random object would just happen to line up a trajectory for all three of these super convenient flybys? Well, the calculated probability is less than 0.005%. Yeah, let me put that into perspective for you. That's a 1 in 20,000 chance. You literally have a better shot at being struck by lightning than a random comet having this good of a tour itinerary. So, either this is the luckiest rock in the entire galaxy, or it has an agenda. Okay, the circumstantial evidence is definitely piling up. So let's just play along for a second. Let's assume it is an alien probe. What's the game plan here? What's the motive? And more importantly, how would it pull off its mission without us ever noticing? Well, for motive, the paper brings up a pretty chilling idea called the dark forest theory. The basic concept is that the universe is like a dark forest full of silent hunters. To reveal yourself is to risk being destroyed by whatever else is out there. And if that's true, it would explain exactly why an advanced probe would need to be extremely sneaky. And boy, did it have the perfect opportunity for a covert entry. It came from a super bright part of the sky, which made it hard to spot, and by the time we discovered it, it was way too late for us to send anything out to go check it out. And then it just conveniently ducks behind the sun right at its closest approach. The timing is just perfect. So here's the craftiest part of the whole proposed plan. If your spaceship screaming through the solar system and you actually want to stay, you've got to slam on the brakes, hard. But how do you do that without setting off a massive, obvious rocket flare for everyone to see? Simple. You use our own sun as a cosmic smokescreen. The paper suggests the object could pull off something called a reverse solar Oberth maneuver. Basically, it's a huge braking burn that's most efficient when you're moving your fastest, which is right when you're closest to the sun. And Atlas does this, conveniently enough, at the exact moment it's completely hidden from all our telescopes by the sun's glare. So after all this suspicious evidence, the weird orbit, the convenient planetary tour, the perfect hiding spot for a secret maneuver, what's the final verdict from our cosmic detectives? I mean, is it time to start panicking? Well, not quite. The authors themselves are the first to pull back the curtain. They admit this is basically a fun thought experiment. It's a way of saying, hey, look at all these bizarre coincidences. What's a story we could invent that connects them all? So no, it's not a declaration of alien invasion, but it is a really fascinating academic puzzle. So we're left with two very, very different possibilities. On one hand, you have an incredibly advanced 10-kilometer-wide alien probe made of layered graphene that can steer itself around the solar system. And on the other hand, you have a really, really weird comet that just happened to win the cosmic lottery for a scenic tour. I think Occam's razor probably has an opinion on this one. So at the end of the day, what should you take away from this? Well, it's almost certainly just a natural comet on a bizarre but technically possible path. Using it to explore the what-if scenario is an incredibly valuable and, let's face it, fascinating part of science. It forces us to think outside the box about what alien technology might actually look like and how we might even begin to spot it. And that really leaves us with one final, lingering thought. With all the new telescopes coming online, we're about to find so many more of these interstellar visitors. So yeah, 3I/Atlas is probably just a comet. But the next one, or the one after that, what kind of mysteries are they going to bring with them? Now that's a question that makes it worth watching the skies.